Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for August the 18th. I am going to be pulling one card for overall energy. After that, we'll pull one card for each sign of the zodiac, and then we'll see where that leaves us for our predictions for the day. So, overall energy, by the way, using the Hush Tarot once again. Overall energy is the Knight of Cups coming up in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse talks about it could be a couple of things. The first thing that's coming to me about this, though, as I'm feeling into this card, has to do with self-care, self-love, taking care of ourselves, reinvigorating ourselves, giving ourselves some time to revitalize where we're not so much running and doing for other people, where we're actually just taking a breather and taking some time to allow ourselves to become rejuvenated again. All right, well, I like that. The other way that the Knight of Cups can come in is it can come in when it shows up in reverse as resentment, anger. Usually not heavy duty anger. Usually this is lower level, like resentment. And this is a little bit more than annoyance or aggravation, too. It's resentment. Okay, let's just stick with that. All right, so let's see how this plays out for everybody because that's a couple of very different meanings. Let's see what shows up for each sign. Aries. Okay, you guys have the Hermit card showing up. This is telling me that you are taking some time to revitalize yourself. It may even be because you've got some kind of resentments going on. But definitely taking some time to just revitalize, rethink things, refigure some priorities in your life. This could even be time out in nature alone, but definitely some downtime. Without so many people around to allow yourself to think things through, sort things out, and figure out how you want to move forward. Next up, we're looking at Taurus. Five of Cups coming up in reverse. Taurus, we may be finding a way to forgive ourselves for something. We may have been holding a resentment or an aggravation against ourselves, and we may be finding a way to let ourselves off the hook. Off the hook. The other way that this could be happening, Taurus, is somebody else may be, nope, we're letting ourselves off the hook. I'm not even going to go there. All right, let's look at Gemini. Gemini. Three of Swords showing up in reverse. This is all about revitalization, rejuvenation, doing some healing. Does it have to do with talking to other people? Maybe, but I doubt it. Not for most of us. Not for most of us Gemini placements. This is more about taking time to ourselves to lick our wounds, they say. Did you guys know that dogs actually have natural antibiotics in their saliva? So when a dog licks his wounds, he is actually furthering the healing process. Those of you who have dogs, have you ever noticed they like if you have a open spot or a scab on you, they will come up and they'll lick that. They're actually doing you a kindness. We may not take it that way, but that's their intent, is to do a kindness. So, yeah, taking some time, Geminis, to just be to yourself and to, do some healing on some type of emotional. I don't know if I even want to call it hurt. I think for some of you, definitely it's an emotional hurt, but I think also for others of you, this is just doing some healing where you've just kind of been worn down by doing too much, and emotionally you're just You've lost the pep in your step. So taking some time to just allow yourself to get some energy back to literally rejuvenate. Next up, we are looking at Cancer. Cancer's next. Boop ba da doo doo. Cancer. King of Wands in reverse. Hmm. Cancers. I feel like there's something going on where you're starting to feel some resentment. Maybe not starting for some of you, but you're noticing that you have some resentment towards somebody in your sphere of influence. And this is somebody who their normal personality is to be uplifting and outgoing and optimistic and helpful and creative and great problem solvers, all of that good stuff. They have a lot of energy in their regular personality. They can be focused either way. Um, However, we see this person showing up in reverse. This is somebody who they have a problem and they don't know how to fix it. They're kind of at wit's end. And that's unusual for them because these people are really good problem solvers. Usually they just, because they think outside the box, they don't let culture and society tell them what's normal. And so, or tell them what's okay for them in their life. So they think outside the box and they come up with some really great solutions that other people wouldn't consider. So for them to have a problem that they're kind of at wit's end about, they don't know what to do about this. This is kind of a big deal for them and it's really uncomfortable because normally they kind of take problems in stride compared to the rest of us. Okay. So this is somebody that's in your life. They have a problem. They don't know what to do with this problem. And you're feeling some resentment towards them. It may be that you feel like they brought this problem on themselves, or it may be that you feel like, well, the answer's right in front of you. Why don't you do it? There's definitely something going on here where there is some source of tension and resentment towards this person, even as they are um, dealing with or running away from a problem they don't know what to do about. Okay. All right. Let's see. What do we have next for? Oh, we have Leo next. That's who we have next. Leo, Leo. Leo, Leo, Leo. Okay. Sun cards showing up here, Leos. Boop ba da doo doo. Leos, this is interesting how this shows up for you because I think what's going on here is you're not only doing something that rejuvenates you, but you're also doing something to help other people feel rejuvenated as well. I just feel like with that sun card, normally it's in reverse for a shared situation for me, but the feeling this time is that with that sun card right side up, with that overall energy of that Knight of Cups in reverse, I think that not only are you rejuvenating yourself, you're also um, allowing other people to come along on your rejuvenation, or as soon as you're feeling rejuvenated, you are passing along more rejuvenation to someone else. So this is not only benefiting you, and it is benefiting you. Let's not leave that out. It is making you feel more rejuvenated, but also others as well. You're very social. It's easy to see how that could happen. Let's look at Virgo. Virgo. Seven of Swords in reverse. Virgo, I think you forget a lot of times to put value on yourself. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, along with that Knight of Cups in reverse, it looks to me like you had a pattern where you were trying to be good to yourself at one point and you kind of slipped away from it. Other things, seem to take importance or take precedence until time just slipped away every day and you didn't have time to, you know, place that worth on yourself and do things for you to revitalize you, to re energize you. This is trying to get back into those habits again of taking a little bit of time for me, even if it's just 5 minutes a day to sit quietly and talk to God or whatever. Boop ba da doo doo. Boop ba da doo doo. Next up is Libra. Knight of Swords showing up for you in reverse, Libra. Isn't there so much detail on these cards? So Knight of Swords in reverse. Boop ba da doo doo doo. Boop ba da doo doo doo. Libras, I think there's somebody that you have some resentment for right now, but I don't think you're saying that. As a matter of fact, I think if the topic gets brought up, you are denying that you have resentments towards this person or this situation. You're not admitting that. You're not giving yourself permission to actually feel the way you do. What's up there? What's up there? Suppressing things only makes us sick, so don't do it. You don't have to tell the person that you resent how much you resent them. You can write it out on a piece of paper and burn it later if you have to, but don't hold it in. Don't hold it in. That's what causes tumors. That's what causes tumors. All right. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba. We're looking at Scorpio next. Scorpio. Judgment card. Mm-hmm. Happening here. Scorpio, this is a little bit similar to Virgo. This basically says that we are finding ways to rejuvenate or revitalize ourselves, and what we're doing is something that is very similar to something we've done for ourselves in the past. Maybe even the same as something we've done for ourselves in the past. Going back to some old way of bringing revitalization back into our lives. All right, let's see. Next up, we're going to look at Sagittarius. 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 What are we? Okay, Sagittarius, Hierophant showing up in reverse. Sagittarius, you're doing something that has a history of, there's a very certain way of doing things traditionally. And you're doing this thing, but you're doing it in some kind of non-traditional way. You're putting your own tweak or your own twist on this. And this is because, it feels right to you. It is more aligned with who you are and your own integrity to do this. Okay. Boop ba da doo doo, Capricorn. Okay, Capricorns. World card in reverse. Boop ba da doo doo doo. Capricorns, I think that you may have the opportunity to do something to revitalize yourself today, but I think you're telling yourself it's not really the right time, or, there's something about it that just isn't quite right. So I don't really see you doing much to revitalize or re-energize yourself today, Capricorn. I think you're staying pretty focused on whatever this is that you're giving priority in your life here. Next up, we've got Aquarius. Aquarius. Four of Swords coming up in reverse. Aquarius, you're doing something in a different location than whatever your normal is. Doing something elsewhere, different location. All right, next up, we're looking at Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. What do we have for Pisces today? Okay, Pisces. Two of Swords. Making a decision. Making a decision. Pisces, it looks to me like you really love the people around you, but oh my goodness. You're like up to here with taking care of them. It is time. It is time to make a decision to do something to rejuvenate yourself. And that's what we see you doing here. You're making that decision to rejuvenate yourself and to move forward with that. Very interesting. I mean, I really think you're saying, I love you so much, but right now I need a break from me or I need some time for me. You're going to have to handle your stuff for today or at least part of today. Okay. So that's what I've got going on for you guys. Thank you guys so much for spending some of your precious, precious time with me today. I do appreciate it. I feel like there's questions out there about the quilt behind me on the chair. I just feel you guys wondering about that. So I'll tell you really quickly, this quilt top was pieced a long time ago. I knew the lady who pieced it back in the mid 90s. She was in her 80s at that time. She had pieced the top when she was 14, and she had just combined it with the filling in the back sometime in the early 90s and gave me this quilt as a gift. And I've always just thought it was wonderful. She was one of my favorite all-time ladies as far as people that I have known in person. And so I like to have this quilt around me when I read to soak up some of the residual energy from that. And usually it's in my lap, so you guys don't see it. And I know it's a little bit worn out, but you know what? If I had it in a museum, I would be able to appreciate it as much. So it just kind of is what it is. It's kind of like if you want to think of a kid with a security blanket that gets all worn out and the kid doesn't quit holding on to it. I guess you could say that maybe this is my security blanket, although not exactly the same. I don't carry it everywhere, but this is, I love this to be my energy receptacle because this lady who put this together was just an amazing woman. I've always admired her energy. So now you know why I have this ratty old quilt on the back of my chair so unapologetically in my videos every once in a while. So anyway, thank you guys very much for spending some of your precious time with me. I really do appreciate it. And I am going to be doing readings today and Reiki sessions, either on the phone or online. If you want to schedule one of those with me, all you have to do is check out my website. All my contact information is there. Just reach out to me and we'll get you scheduled as quickly as we can. You guys remember, you guys are my fabulous sponsors. So, thumbs ups on the videos are greatly appreciated. Sharing them out to the world, also appreciated. And comments down below. I always love to hear from you guys. Everyone have a fantastic, wonderful day. Peace out.